Everybody, we are back. It is Safe Live's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course pandasups.com TDL for 35% off. All right, so we're previewing the Bengals today. We got a Bengals preview. Checking out the film for the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 3-5, and the Raiders are 2-6. And we're going to see one team is playing for their season. That's what it feels like. They're already planning for trades. I think they feel like they're going to win this game because then they're going to go for some trades here to beef up their defense. And the Raiders are just going to keep going, I guess. I don't know.
One team's playing for their season, the other team's playing for next season. So
for real.
Let you figure out which one's which. So
exactly, because one team has the quarterback. Basically, they got their quarterback already, so they feel confident. They feel like, well, okay, we're 3-5 right now. If we can go on a run because they got a quarterback. I mean, it's basically how it is with them.
To dive into it a little bit or transition to it a little bit. Going to be going over Burrow and Chase, and let me tell you, watching Burrow film, a lot of fun. Guys, you know what? The guy's pretty good at quarterback. If that's a little spoiler alert, guy throws pretty well under pressure, and him and Chase have quite the connection where he'll just hit his back foot and just throw it up to the dude. So
I know a lot of people like saying he's not top 5, but I don't know why they don't say that. Like he definitely from a film perspective, he's top
Burrow?
5 in my opinion. Yeah, I think he's consistent. It's more because like year to year he's consistent. So it's I know he's going to give you some high level quarterback play every week, right? And he doesn't have the best team around him this year, so it's a little different. But yeah, because what I saw on my side was this defense that just is not very good. At linebacker they're not very good. They're very young at D tackle. I think it's like McKinley, Jackson, and Chris Jenkins.
Hill and Rankins though, right?
Yeah, they got BJ Hill and Rankins, but I'm seeing a lot of Chris Jenkins, number 90s on the field a lot. McKinley Jackson's not really on the field too much, but they do have BJ Hill and Sheldon Rankins. But those guys are good players, but not the greatest players in the world. Trey Hendrickson, usually he pops off on tape. He did against the Giants, he did against the Eagles, which you can say it's like the Eagles offensive line versus the Giants offensive line, which I'm going to show that too, kind of the difference into those two games, because I was like, okay, these guys are really bad on defense. And the Eagles were just tearing them up. And I'm thinking, okay, but the Raiders aren't good on offense. So let me go find a game against a team that's not good on offense. And I went to the Giants game. And, you're like, oh, maybe the Raiders game might look like this. And that's how I feel about this offense this year. That kind of just sums up my thoughts on the Raiders offense. That I had to go find the Giants game to get a good perspective, because I watched the Eagles. The Eagles are just Jalen Hurts is just chopping them up. And you know what I mean? They're running all over them. And the Giants couldn't do that. The Giants couldn't run the ball. They got Danny Jones have a bad year. He's not passing well. So that was kind of like how the Raiders offense is going to look. So that was kind of why I went to that game. So because this team is like 31st against rush EPA, right? They're 22nd in the pass, or 27th total, right? But the Giants scored 7 points. So that's so you know what I mean? Like
that's one hell of a way to deliver that. This defense sucked. They're 31st in this, 32nd in that, 27th, and they scored 7 points.
So, but like every other team has scored like 30 something on them, right? The Ravens put up like 40. The Commanders put up a whole bunch of points on them. The Eagles put up 34 on them last week. This is a constant thing of teams just kind of just beating them down. But I'm hoping it doesn't look like the Giants game for the Raiders. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, I do feel like defensively the Bengals have like a lot of like aging guys that are probably getting past their prime, and then like maybe not quite enough premium picks on the defensive side of the ball because they've had issues on the offensive line in the last few years. And then I guess they haven't spent much draft capital on receiver and stuff like that. But I feel like they have like a combination of like a lot of things that aging stars and maybe younger players not quite living up to the billing or not quite playing as well as they have, like, and whatnot. So be interested to see what it looks like on film.
Yeah, because there was some moments I was like, oh man, that's Mike Hilton.
Oh really?
Von Bell's still out there. So you're right. I was like, is that
Yeah.
they still have Von Bell? So
And
it's like
Hubbard's up there too. Hubbard's getting up there. I think is he 30 now or something like that? Getting up.
Hubbard and Hendrickson. I mean, as I'm saying, I mean, Hendrickson's a good as rusher, like, but I believe
Yeah.
Miller can control him, right? I'm not. Maybe he could beat Miller a couple times. Sure. I mean, linemen lose, but it's not somebody that I feel like Miller can handle. And we'll see how the offensive line does against these guys. Because, like I said, like you talk about like older guys like Rankins, BJ Hill's getting up there in age too. Those guys. So that's why they're switching in these like Chris Jenkins, but Chris Jenkins not very good against the run right now. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, there is like a crazy path for them to win this game, in my opinion, because I think the Raiders defense keeps playing like they played every week, last couple weeks, and they get some pass rush against these guys and like keep them from having big plays. This defense is that bad where the Raiders could like shock people. But that's why I watched the Giants game for perspective. I needed to go watch it. That's why I did it, because I was like, you know what, let me go watch a bad offense against this defense and see what happens. And so it's weird. This is because the Bengals aren't good on defense. On offense, I'm sure. On defense, they are not good. So
I mean, I think offensively too. I think they've struggled to run the ball a little bit. I think their offensive line is pretty shaky. Like right now, they've got Trent Brown, who was their starting right tackle at the beginning of the year. I think he's been out since like week 3 or something like that. So he's out for the year at right tackle. They're starting Armarius Mims over there, who's a rookie who I think's been playing pretty well this year for a rookie, but again, still a young player. And then this year, on the left side, I believe Orlando Brown Jr. is doubtful for the game. So part of me, what I wanted to look at is just how Chase and Burrow kind of operate together without great pass protection and against a good pass rush, against a good pass rusher like someone like Max Crosby. So I went and watched their last few games because Brown, I don't know if he's like, I could have done more research into this, but if he had like a lingering injury or something, but like if you look at his snap counts, like he missed like the second half of the 2 weeks before last week in a lot of those games. I think he played the whole game against the Eagles. But like 2 weeks before that, he missed like half the game. So got a little bit to see what their offense looks like without their starting left tackle. And to be honest with you, at least when it comes to Chase, like they don't really change much up. Like they'll have a few quick game concepts in there, even when Brown was in the game. And then a lot of it was they don't kind of rely on Joe Burrow to make throws under pressure, which he's pretty damn good at. And there's also a lot of throws where they'll still throw deep to Chase just because Burrow trusts that guy to go up and win. And like there will be times where Burrow just hits the top of his drop and he just throws it up to him. And Chase is good enough to come down with it. So I mean, those two guys have been working together for a while now, going back to their LSU days. So they're on the same page a lot and can work on some scramble drills too. So going over a little bit, have a few highlights, about 11 clips here, and kind of like a mix of everything of what they like to do. So be interesting to see how they plan to attack the Raiders, because the corners are going to have to show up to play. Jack Jones and Jacorian Bennett are going to have their best games even without T. Higgins, because Chase is an elite receiver, and again, those two guys they're on the same page a lot, and they'll, even without great pass protection, they'll find each other somehow, some way. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's watch these prolific players here.
Sounds good.
Yep, you're good.
All right. So first few plays that I kind of want to go over. This is how they love starting the game. Like you'll notice this little short curl to Jamar Chase. This is like the last 3 weeks. This is how he's gotten his first target of the game. Like you'll see this. We'll see the same play again here in a second, where they motion T. Higgins, who is out for the game or believed doubtful for the game. Like you'll see like how the ball's out quick. Like, I mean, Brian Burns isn't even barely starting his pass rush move. Ojulari over here hasn't even made contact with the right tackle. So this is sort of the quick game concepts that they'll run. And again, two guys on the same page, and we'll see this later too. Chase loves fighting for extra yards. I think this is literally the same play. Again, first target. You can even see, I think that's Newsome, right? 0, is that who we figured out?
Mm-hmm.
One of those.
Yes, it's Newsome. Yeah, it's Newsome.
Newsome, there we go. Well, you can even see like he pretty much knows it's coming, right? Like he starts as soon as Higgins hits the motion, starts signaling, and then kind of converges on it quickly. But again, ball's out so quickly out of Joe Burrow's hands, and they're just on the same page timing wise that they can still get a completion out of it. Against the Eagles, different play call this time. This time they actually put Chase in motion. And actually, I like this little play design to attack cover 4. Basically, I think that's Gesicki, the tight end there, to help screen him against this corner. Same thing, little short curl. Burrow hits the top of his drop, ball's out, and then just kind of hitting his man. So again, one of the first things you're going to want to look for early in the game, if you're the Raiders, are those little short curls.
You got to tackle him too.
Exactly. Very much so. Because like I said, he will fight for extra yards.
Yeah.
The other thing they like to do too without tackles, I think that's Orlando Brown in the game there. They'll do these little slant routes, pretty common, especially against off coverage. Nothing too special, but again, just kind of what they like to do when they're trying to get the ball out quickly. This time, no Orlando Brown in the game. Similar, like little formation here, motioning Chase across the side and protecting him a little bit with the receiver in the stack formation, so he doesn't have to, so Cooper DeJean can't get hands on him on the line of scrimmage. And same thing, quick little slant route. As soon as he makes his break, and I mean that guy's a dirty route runner. It's Devontae Adams level stuff right here. Sorry, trigger warning.
That's a great way to slip that slam.
Exactly. All right, this is the other concept they like too. Other little quick game concept. Again, nothing like crazy here. Just a little basically screen down the field, and this is why you want to tackle this guy, because this should be. Browns actually play this pretty well. Is that Newsom again? No, it might be. No, it's someone else. Number 9, Delpit.
Yeah, Delpit.
Yeah, Browns read this perfectly, right? Right, like they have this screen down the field, have it set up well, but that guy's going to fight for extra yards, and what should be second and long ends up being third and manageable because got to be able to tackle. Trevon Mayer, you got to make this tackle.
Yeah, you got to tackle, because if you tackle him, he will go 70 if you don't. So that's the thing too. He'll take these little stick routes and go take it 70 if you don't tackle him. So
absolutely, this is the other thing that's like he's not the biggest dude in the world, but I mean he gets contacted here and just keeps driving. Ends up making it 32. Added probably 6 yards after the catch here. I believe this is gonna be another flat route. Let's see. Yeah, same thing basically. Same type of concept. This time just motion him over again, especially against a good pass rush. Got Myles Garrett over here. No Orlando Brown in the game. Burrow looked like he wanted to throw this a little bit sooner. So might have been a little late than he meant to. Not quite in rhythm, but again, you see this will be a little precursor to what we're about to watch. Takes a shot, still delivers a great ball. All right, this one, again, no Brown in the game at this point. This is what I was talking about a little bit. Well, they'll still throw deep. Like if you watch this, I'll let this run. Burrow just throws that perfectly in rhythm. And I mean, when he lets this ball go, let's see. He's throwing it right now. And I mean, Chase isn't even. Like Newsom has like a half a step on him. But again, Burrow just trusts that guy to win. And he does.
Mm-hmm.
This is what scares me is, again, no Brown in the game going up. I guess they don't have him on, or they have Garrett on Mims here with the tight end help. But still, I think that might be Zadarius Smith for the Browns, who's a good pass rusher. Still throw the fade, and they just want it. I didn't even realize this the first time. Watch Osovitz, or Yoshi, I think that's his nickname. He was wide open for a touchdown, too, if he wanted to come to it.
But hey, he'd rather show off his back shoulder ability.
Exactly. Back shoulder to your guy. You'll take that every time. This one, again, a little more getting into more of the scramble drill stuff. Nothing's open. Just throw it up to the guy. A little pressure here from Burrow. Handing this guy in his face. I mean, that's the beauty of a ball.
Ridiculous.
Again,
that's ridiculous, bro.
It's funny to me, like you don't think of him having like a strong arm, but this is like damn impressive arm strike. No feet set, and still just delivers a strike like 30 yards down the field.
Yeah, it trips me out sometimes. It is like he doesn't have arm strength, but then he just make a throw. You're like, oh wow,
it's just effortless for sure. Getting a little more creative here with Chase, putting him in the backfield. Again, working that little flat concept there. It looked like we were trying to hit the flat route. This time the Eagles have it covered. What would trip me out about this too is like watch Burrow, like right, they have it covered. Like everyone's pretty much plastered, no one's open. So Burrow starts to scramble. but he goes to the solo receiver side instead of rolling this way where all of his guys are. But when your number one guy is out here, you just trust him. And again, eventually he's going to break open. That's all it is. And then Burrow makes a nice throw on the run. Dangerous, man. Again, throw under pressure here. A little dig route. They actually do a decent job here. The Browns do a decent job of disrupting the timing here from Chase. And again, pass pro breaks down. Burrow just stays nice and cool in the pocket. Another effortless throw with great arm strength. Also layered over set Joker right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Robert Spillane and Divine Diablo, stay deep.
Mm-hmm.
Because he will throw that ball right over your head if you don't.
That's perfectly placed too, man, guys.
All right, I think this is the last one we got here.
Okay.
Again, another throw, I think, under pressure. This time again, same thing. Like they call Quinion Mitchell here for defensive holding. Chase still breaks free. Burrow under pressure. Find his guy, man. Just gonna throw it up to him.
Wow.
So yeah. Again, we're gonna watch this one more time. Burrow's just so damn amazing, dude.
It's a great throw.
It's a combination of two guys who, again, have been doing this for a long time together, going back to their college days, and they're just always on the same page. And especially without T. Higgins, he's just going to trust Jamar Chase to get open. Like, he'll just throw it to him whenever he gets under pressure and stuff like that, and he'll scramble around, do some things to buy Chase some time to break free. And again, he'll throw 50-50 balls like we saw on that one fade. So impressive stuff, man. A good connection for sure.
Yeah, and that's gonna be a big part of this game is making Burrow throw to other people. But he's gonna get those one-on-one situations. He's gonna throw to him anyways. There's this quote from Marlon Humphrey said that Burrow is just gonna sometimes he's got to pick against Burrow against the Ravens. And he was saying that sometimes Burrow, he doesn't even care if he wins or not. He's still gonna throw it to him. So when you have those situations, I mean, you have to take advantage of that too. Because he trusts him and Higgins. Like if they have any inkling, if they're side by side and you're like it's a go route and you're right in phase with them, he's gonna throw it like right to your back shoulder, right behind your ear, right, and you're like, oh, and it's those type of connection he has with those two. So it's gonna be tough for the Raiders corners. I mean, they're gonna get beat, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of just keeping them in the red zone because the Bengals have never really been a good red zone team. So you got to force them to kick field goals and stuff like that because they're going to move the ball. Let's keep it real. They're going to move the ball on the Raiders. It's just the Raiders have to kind of stop the explosive plays and, make them kick field goals. Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing they can do.
I even remember when they were breaking down like that playoff game a few years ago, like it was the same thing. Like if Joe Burrow sees Jamar Chase as a one-on-one, he's just taking it. He's gonna throw it to him, like, and it's like an auto pre-snap read. Like if he sees that safety, and then after the snap, if he sees that safety stays in the middle of the field, he's throwing it to him damn near every time. Like it's like a second nature to him at this page, where like he just wants to give his guy a chance to win. More often than not, he does.
Yeah, and often doesn't say he makes them right, and they got rapport. As I'm saying, that's why he can throw the ball early. He knows where he's going to be all the time, and I mean they've been doing it for years at this point. So that's why that connection is so dangerous because he doesn't care if Jack Jones could be locking up Jamar Chase and just throw a perfectly placed dime right to the sideline where Jack Jones is like reaching, and you're like, oh, how did you miss it? It's just. You can't get frustrated at that. That's what this team. You gotta make them kick field goals. I mean, that's what you're gonna be your
for sure.
They're gonna move the ball. It is what it is. All right. Let's get into this defense. So I kind of went over like kind of everything. Not really, but Cam Taylor-Britt and this terrible run defense that looked good against the Giants. It was like this is kind of like this is what they really look like, but this is what they could look like with the Raiders. That's his breakdown here. That's his breakdown here. All right. So Cam Taylor-Britt. I think I just wanted to highlight him because he's kind of like their best corner right? And I mean, he still can be beat, but I think that he makes a lot of plays. So I really like this play right here. See the transition he has to kind of knock this ball out on a quick hitch, because they play a lot of zone, but but against the Giants they played man, so that's what I'm talking about. I think they might play man this week, but they play a lot of cover two, what they usually do, cover two, cover three type of things against the Eagles. So you see here he's playing cover three. You see him just be able to drive on the football right there, knock the ball out. I really like this rep here. So here's one of their man-to-man reps. Now, I mean, this is third down. Okay, so he's going against AJ Brown here up at the top. You see, he's able to stay in phase right there, and then Brown just gives a veteran push off, but Britt's able to stay with him, come through, make that tackle, push him out of bounds, force. Of course, it's not. Of course, it did the tush push right after, so it doesn't matter. But in normal football, it's fourth down.
Yeah.
The Raiders aren't doing a tush push from the 39-yard line. Let's just keep it real. So, but yeah, so this type of player he was. He like I said, he can't be beat. I'm going to show that in a second, but he's a tough corner, tough guy. All right, here he is against Darius Slayton, I believe. And here he is on this one. You see Slayton does another veteran push off. He's because, like I said, Britt's a very physical player. I don't know how much he weighs, but I think he's just kind of physical, where he's not able to get pushed off that much. You can see he doesn't create any separation here. And this is third down again. Maybe there's a catch, but he's all over that.
Yeah.
He gets the tackle all over it. Great play. That's fourth down. Then here he is again in the deep route here. Like I said, able to pin him to the sideline. I don't know why he jumped so early. It's a different thing, but it wasn't a good ball anyways. Definitely mistimed the ball in the air, but you see how he can be in coverage. He's pretty good player. Pretty good player in my opinion.
Yeah.
He can't be beat though, so I'm gonna show you right here. Like here he is against Slayton. Here he kind of gets pushed off a little bit again. Of course, it's a bad ball from Daniel Jones, but it's a different story. It's a different story. Yeah, so he gets beat, and I mean Darius Slayton could have came back to the ball. To be fair to Daniel Jones, he could come back to it. Let's he could have came back to it. To be fair, but he definitely got beat on that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
And Slayton can't come back, but when you're wide open with 7 yards of separation, should you have to?
Yeah. Great point, Matt. All right, and there he is against AJ Brown too. Yeah, this time AJ Brown just sells the go so well on him, right? Looks like they're playing a little cover 6 here, and he just works him.
Yeah.
So he can be beat, right? He can be beat. I think Jacoby Myers can still beat him a little bit, but just throw to DJ Turner. Throw at DJ Turner. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. Raiders. All right, so stopping the run, these guys are just not very good. Okay, like I said, they are 31st in rush EPA, defensive rush EPA. You kind of can see it here. Like you see 92, which is BJ Hill, 98, Sheldon Rankins. But it's more about the linebackers. 57, Ifidi. I mean, he just is not the best player in the world. All right, I'm just gonna say that. But you see the push these guys are getting, right? Because I could make the case that maybe Barkley could have hit this cutback a little bit more patience, but I mean, he's kind of just riding it. But they still got 6 yards in this play. You just can see the push better from this side. Maybe could have went to that cutback a little bit, but you still see the hole that they're creating over here too. So it makes sense why he made this read. It's just like, see the guys just fall on the ground. You see BJ Hill's on the ground. You don't want your defensive lineman on the ground that far down the field. Let's just keep it real. And there's Saquon Barkley jumping over the pile. All right, here's another run here. So getting a little duo here. You see just how easy these holes are open up, right? So you got 59 coming down. See 65. See 90, which is Chris Jenkins. He's getting pushed out the way. Look how big that hole is already, right? And you see Lane Johnson's able to get up to 55, 59 is blocked, 57 is blocked.
I'm also trying to figure out why Logan Wilson 55 bounces outside. I thought maybe Barkley set him up, but no, he just reads that wrong.
He didn't want to get pummeled by Lane Johnson, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. He just saw the lane train come and got out the way.
But yeah, this is how these guys are, man. They're not very good against the run. Here's another one. It was just constant, and then Barkley started breaking them later on. So here you go. Here's another one. A little inside zone on this one. Barkley does a good job of finding the hole. A lot of patience, but you see how he sets up Pratt, 57. He sets him up. Von Bell's in there, but 98 and BJ Hill, they aren't winning like they used to, right? And then they're getting pushed out. There's a big, even Barkley kind of needs to read this the best. You see it a little bit from, I got the other side here, but you kind of can see how these guys are getting pushed around a little bit. I think, I don't know where Barkley's going. But that's okay. He still got 10. Well, that was blocked up. All right, so here's another outside zone, and this is what I'm talking about. Look at this hole. Like, I don't know where 93 is going, because this is outside zone. I don't know what he's doing.
Trying to be a hero.
That's McKinley Jackson right there. Yeah. And this, look how big this hole is. Let's see a 90. Like I said, they got a lot of young guys playing. 90's getting pushed out. Lane Johnson's doing the old school block. He's set the pick.
Box out. 74 ain't getting that rebound.
So, yeah, but it's a huge but. Okay, here's a huge but here. It could look like this, okay? Because they looked a lot better against the Giants, all right? And this is probably the only game that they looked good against, but, we know how the Raiders run the ball. See how Logan Wilson, what are they doing here? Doing a little counter.
Yeah. GT counter.
Yeah, you see how these guys they're not winning like the Eagles offensive linemen were. So it's a little different. You see Logan Wilson actually plays that really well. Maybe he just was scared of Lane Johnson. He's like, oh, here comes Lane. So even here, like you feel like that there would be a little bit of push here. You kind of can see the opening for them.
Yeah.
Because one thing about the Bengals, they just don't put a lot of guys in the box, right? And when you see that, you feel like there'd be a little bit of opening, but the Giants weren't able to get any push. Like 74 and 61 are not getting any push on. I think who is that? Yes, that might be. That's Hill. And then here, another one. He's gonna get beat right away. See, BJ Hill just destroys him.
Jermaine Lenore,
former Raider there. Once a Raider, always a Raider. Jermaine Lenore gets blown up. I still think it's hilarious. He's like, I don't need help with TJ Watt, and then gave up the sack fumble in the key moment. It's like, bro, don't say stupid stuff like that. But yeah, but this is what I mean. Like like BJ Hill, these guys can still play.
Yeah,
are they a little washed up? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, but if you don't come to play against these guys, you won't be able to run the ball, right? Because this is what the Bengals used to be able to do: stop the run. And the thing is with this game too is because they play so much middle of the field open type of things. The middle of the field is wide open, and they don't really have that much of a pass rush right now. Like, I know this is the Eagles' offensive line. I know what you mean. I know what you're saying, but you see how wide open the middle of the field is. Like 57, he's just like lost in coverage all the time. Like, I don't like he doesn't. He's just sitting there. He has no feel. Right? He's not watching the quarterback's eyes. Nothing. That window just became wide open when Jalen Hurts took his time and he read it correctly. Right?
Yeah.
So here's one where Jalen Hurts throws to the wrong guy, in my opinion, but that's fine. But I just kind of want to show how open the middle of the field is. So right here, you see 87. He is wide open, and Jalen Hurts throws to this guy. But the only reason he's there is because Taylor Britt falls on the ground, But I just hope the Raiders see this on tape if they're watching film. Like, hey, look at this. Look at that's Brock Bowers right there.
And I mean, the clip you showed before, like that Logan Wilson, who I think is a better coverage linebacker than Pratt is, but he would they had AJ Brown open on the seam if Hurts saw it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And against Tampa 2.
Yeah, so
then Tampa 2 again.
So here's another one, like Jermaine Pratt, like he's like, to me he's just playing in the middle of the field right there and just leaves this open in the zone, right? Huge opening against cover 2. That's a huge opening, right? So I mean, this is why they're bad on defense. Like, the guard Minshew's got to be able to make that throw, which is easier said than done. And you see here how it works too. You got Pratt. He gets really wide here, which I think they went to cover 3s, so he's playing like a curl flat player, right? But at least that wide open right there. They're still to get over there. You get Wan'Dale Robinson out of the backfield in a little choice route.
Yeah, I mean, we love talking about spacing on offense, but go back a little bit before the pass. Wait, that right. Keep going. Right now. So we talk about spacing on offense a lot. Look at the spacing on defense. So you're talking about with Pratt at the top of the screen, getting way too wide, and then Wilson over on the far hash, and then we have 22 here. That's basically right next to each other. That's just bad spacing. Yeah. Remember when we had Coach Casey on Coach Alexander on over the summer and talking about our linebackers being football players? This is the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, like where is he? Where is he Fetty going? Nobody's out there. You know what I mean? It's constant with this, right? Like even this one, like even attacking some of these safeties, right? I mean, Jalen Hurts missed this one too because I wanted to show this because he missed this. But you see where AJ Brown is running, like there's nobody there, right?
Yeah,
they don't cover the middle of the field at all. Well, you see just like you can see AJ Brown's going to jump in the air because he's so open.
22 is Bell, right? Is that Bell?
No, that's not Bell.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, 22 is crashing downhill hard. I don't take an extra second. That is 6 to AJ Brown.
Easy 6. It's like a toss. Yeah. It is funny how many guys Jalen Hurts misses and he still finds a way to be successful. It's true. Yeah. But like I said, you can line up all over the middle of the field against these safeties like this one. Like this even isn't the best decision in the world, but it just kind of shows how bad these safeties are a little bit. Where Devontae Smith just rises up over the guy and just a touchdown.
How does Jalen Hurts get away with it? Making throws like that. And not open. God damn, that was a nice ball.
Right, man. When he throws the open guy, it looks nice, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is not a good defense, so it's really hard. Like you expect the Raiders' offense to be able to do something this game, but the what I would say, like the worst case scenario is that they look like the Giants did, which is the Giants could not move the ball at all on them, and like a lot of that was Daniel Jones missing a wide open Darius Slayton when he has like 6 yards separation, but those are things we're seeing from the Raiders offense. So I can't be like, haha, Giants. And you know what I mean? I can't be that way. So
yeah, the other thing that worries me too is like we talk about how like a lot of the runs you were showing, like it did seem like they have like bad gap discipline against zone runs, but as we've talked about ad nauseum this season, the Raiders' best runs are gap runs, and they seem to be playing those front ones pretty damn well against the Giants at least. So that's kind of what makes me nervous as far as like the matchup goes. But like you said, I mean, their defense isn't very good. Talking about it, like they're not disciplined either. Like it seems like even in coverage as well as against the run. So I think if you can find the opening, if you can find either the open hole or the open man, there's going to be plenty of grass to be able to take advantage of. It's just a matter of, are they going to be able to do it? Because we haven't really seen that much from the Raiders offense this season. So hopefully that changes this week and they can pull off an upset. Bengals are 0-4 and 0-4 against the spread too at home. So we'll see. Lost to the Patriots at home.
Yeah. And this would, this would be that type of game, man, where the Raiders go in there and piss everybody off that's in tank mode, right? But the defense is that bad where, like, if the Raiders, like I said, held the Bengals to field goals and kept this game close enough that the defense is that bad that they could win this game, which sounds crazy, but you're gonna have to hold the Bengals to field goals because the Bengals scoring touchdowns and we're going home. It's not it. Because the Bengals are going to move the football, right? You just got to be able to keep them from scoring field goals, maybe to get a fourth down stops, those type of things that have to happen for them to win this game, or maybe get some turnovers. But the Bengals defense is just so bad that, like, this is the worst defense they played all year. I'll say that.
All right. Encouraging. We'll see. Hopefully,
all right, guys.
We don't have a career game against the Raiders. It'd be just their luck, right?
Yeah,
we'll see though. I'm too pessimistic these days. I'm too. They just beat the Raiders. Just beating me down this year. Normally, I'm the optimism guy, and I'm like, I'm just beat me down. I need to be more optimistic. I'm too negative. They're gonna win this game. There you go.
Yeah, you're gonna see Jermaine and Fetty have 2 interceptions, one for a pick 6. Just because
Jermaine Pratt.
Oh, Jermaine Pratt. I call him Fetty the whole game. It's Pratt.
Yeah, because the old lineman from going to play for the Seahawks.
Yeah. See,
if he had a pick 6, that'd be impressive.
Yeah. Jermaine Pratt.
Yeah, Jermaine Pratt.
I'm sorry, Bengals fans, for getting that wrong. The whole breakdown, but the way he's playing, he doesn't deserve his name. Stay right if you're a Bengals fan. Right.
There you go.
Anyways. All right, guys. So we're out of here. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And we'll be back with instant reaction after the game. So have a good one, guys. We're out of here.
Peace.